Good morning. It is 6:30. Getting started. I'm pretty happy to get an earlier start. It makes me feel less rushed. I was pretty happy with my campsite last night. It was so windy, but I was able to find a sheltered spot away from the wind. I did think that if I was on top of an exposed ridge with wind blowing, that I finally wouldn't have any condensation. No, what I wasn't counting on was that there was a huge layer of fog that rolled in, so still wet, but not as bad as by the lake. We'll see how many miles we do today. Originally we had hoped for like 25 and then 25 to get to Olali Lake. However, yesterday we only managed 22 with the snow and with the late start, and I don't think any of us are feeling doing 27 miles today, so that makes it more relaxed because now it's not a crunch to get to Olali Lake. We will be hitting more snow today because we're going around Mount Jefferson for real this time. One kind of funny thing, so last night at our campsite when we're like securing our food and stuff, we're just kind of talking, we're like, what do you think the chances are of animals even being on this like exposed ridge with dead trees everywhere and just like very not life looking? And we're like, meh, not that big of a chance of there being a lot of animals. And then this morning there was deer footprints all over our campsite. The deer had pooped next to Dirty Harry's tent, so there was wildlife. But, I mean, we secured our food, so it was fine either way, but just kind of funny. And now I'm eating donuts for breakfast. Oh yeah. These are the best kind. The crunch. So good. Oh, misty eye of the mountains below, keep careful watch of my brother's soul, and should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over Durin's sun. Just look at this vast deadness. Also, I got bit by something that is not a mosquito, and it's super swollen, and it is very painful. I'm gonna assume it was like a spider bite or something, but as with all things for backpacking, Neosporin will heal everything. Mount Jefferson sure is pretty. Hitting a bit more snow this morning than I was expecting. Sharing the trail with a deer this morning. It's pretty interesting because it's actually following the exact trail. It's not going off of it at all. It's a deer thru hiker. It's even taking the same snow path as us. And now the deer's post-holing. This is cracking me up. Post-holing deer, now that I want to see in my life. Okay, I'm starting to believe maybe it's a pack llama instead of a deer, because otherwise it doesn't make sense to me that it would be leaving tracks for so long on the trail. And like we even went off trail for a little bit because the snow was sketchy in one spot, and then there was like a path that led through the snow safer way, and we still didn't lose the deer. So maybe it's a llama. I don't know the difference between a llama hooves and deer hooves, but that might make more sense. On the other hand, who brings their llama into the snow where there's still some sketchy snow parts? So maybe not a llama. I don't know. Llama, llama, llama? I don't know. Which reminds me of this song. Happy llama, sad llama, totally rad llama, super llama, drama llama, big fat mama llama, baby llama, crazy llama, don't forget Barack llama. Okay, I think we've lost it. So it probably was a deer all along. Just a deer that wanted to hike a mile of the PCT on snow through switchbacks. I'm in the snow by myself because we were not expecting the snow. Everyone was telling us there wasn't a lot of snow, so we didn't think it was going to happen right here. But it's not dangerous snow, so I'm just going to keep going. It's not a big deal. There's solid foot tracks, and I have GPS, so we're fine. Nope. Deer-Llama is back. Man, this thing just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So my feet started hurting by like mile 2 already, even though I was walking slow. It's not horrible pain. It's between 1 to 3 out of 10 pain. I'm not limping. So I'm just gonna try to ignore it and try to not feel anxious about it getting worse and just walk through it. And if I have to ever make a decision about stopping hiking because of the pain, then I want to make that decision in the moment and not be worrying about it now. So hopefully today's a better day than yesterday, just by attitude wise. This part is really overgrown. Wow, huge landslide. So this is actually a huge snow bridge. It just looks like dirt because it was in a rock slide. But I'm walking on snow over quite a bit of water. So I was just hiking for 4 or 5 miles with Papaya, who stayed at Big Lake Youth Camp the same night as me. And he told me that the night that I was at Big Lake Youth Camp, Dixie and Second Chance showed up 10 minutes after I went to my tent. So I literally missed them by like 10 minutes, maybe even less, because he said they got there at 8 and that's when I left at 8. So I'm like, what the heck? Oh man. This seems like a very recent burn area. You can practically see it smolder. Well, this is where we agreed to eat lunch in the morning, but we didn't know it was a burn area, and there's no shade or flat places, and pretty much it sucks. So, well, the shade will have to do because I'm starving and I want to eat. So I'm gonna take Benadryl because it keeps getting more swollen and it's a little warm to the touch. I'm not excited about being sleepy, but well, the Benadryl has kicked in the sense that I'm super sleepy and groggy. Haven't really noticed a difference in the bug bite itself, but it makes me feel better to have at least tried something in case it's related. Hopefully it doesn't get bigger. It's an atypical day in Oregon because we actually have real elevation change today. I earlier before lunch descended by about 2,000 feet, and now I'm going up by 2,000 feet over a few miles, so there's real climbing today, and it's actually a little tricky. I'm still very groggy from the Benadryl, and unfortunately it's getting bigger. It's still getting bigger. I don't know at what point I should be concerned. Like, I feel like it's just a spider bite. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it feels like a bigger deal just because I'm in the middle of nowhere. But I'll just keep watching it, and yeah. It's not that big of a creek, but it is definitely coming down with gusto. This is like a legit crossing. I actually don't know where I should cross to stay dry. I might have to get my feet wet. Well, I opted to get my feet wet and walk through my shoes rather than rock hop across and take a risk. Crater hopped over some rocks, but I just didn't want to take a chance. So now my feet are wet, but it's okay. Finally, green, alive areas. So starting in about half a mile, I'm gonna need to climb 1,000 feet. Wow! I almost died, jeez. Okay, see, this happens to me every time. Like, I seriously almost fall like a million times in a day. And I did not trip over anything. There was nothing, I just stepped on the side of my foot. Anyways, I'm gonna do 1,000 feet elevation change in 1 mile, which feels a lot more like the desert than Oregon. Wow, this is beautiful. Look at this. Alright, I made it to the top. This is the high point for today, and I'm going downhill from here. It was definitely steep and definitely challenging. It's been a while since we've had to climb so much in a day. Today felt like more like some of the other sections, and then I think tomorrow and the next day are going to be way easier than today. There is way more snow on the other side. Maybe some glissading.
Cool. I'd rather get there a little earlier. I'm videoing so you can wander off.
No, take a picture.
I've taken 3.
Oh, well then why are you videoing? That's not very...
It will be. Action shot. Just don't slide down the mountain.
You captured me dying. You look very coordinated. Quite brave enough to actually ski. We might possibly be walking on a lake. Possibly. Unclear. They're heavier than me. They can show me it's good or not. I've given up on keeping my feet dry. Videotape my clumsy snow outfit. It's a gazelle. Alright, we made it to camp. We hiked 22 miles, so we still have like 6 more miles to get to Olallie tomorrow. Still a little bit concerned about my spider bite. I ended up tracing it with pen from that dirty hair you gave me, and that way I can hopefully see if it actually gets bigger or smaller during the night. Probably take some more Benadryl, but like it's pretty big. It's like the size of the palm of my hand. And it started out like quarter size this morning, so a little bit concerned about it.